There are a few things I want to explain to you. And I'll try to respond to the best of my ability. Welcome to the After Dark program with Kimberly F. Brown. This is Kimberly Brown. Welcome to Brown on Cleveland, the After Dark program. Ladies and gentlemen, sit back and relax. It's time for Brown on Cleveland and the After Dark program with your podcast host, Kimberly F. Brown. Welcome to the After Dark program with Kimberly F. Brown. This is Kimberly Brown. Welcome to Brown on Cleveland, the After Dark program. The Brown Report newspaper, the Brown on Cleveland podcast. Brown, simply Brown on Cleveland, is being brought to you by Duckside Promotions, LLC. This is our disclaimer. We do not own the rights to any music or sound effects aired on the After Dark program, nor on the Brown on Cleveland podcast. Well. I know that I did not invite anyone to view this podcast tonight, and it is on purpose simply because I simply want to record the podcast. I don't want any guests, so therefore I did not invite anybody to attend. I simply just only want to record. So let me say this. For the past several months, I've been involved with writing stories about political candidates because I believe that government is supposed to be open and transparent. So because this is simply a recording, you guys will be able to view it once I'm done. But government is supposed to be open and transparent. And when you have elected officials who believe that they are untouchable, that is the biggest sign of stupidity. I said it, stupidity, and they must be part of the JD family. In other words, the just dumb family. So tonight, I want to talk to you about the history of the F word, bankruptcy, shiggity boo, and a goddamn rigged system. A goddamn rigged system. So let's start with this thing called the F word. And when I talk about the F word, I'm talking about the F-U-C-K, the F word. Now, I had to Google the F word because I wanted to be clear and I needed to be precise. So this is what I found out about the F word. The F word says that the F-U-C-K, in other words, I don't want to say the word because I don't want to do that, comes from Henry VIII. When population control was necessary, people had to go and ask the king before they could fornicate. So whenever they got permission, people put a sign on their door that said F-U-C-K. In other words, fornication under consent of the king. Thus, the sexual meaning of the word comes as in fucking, Fucking. But words like fuck have been tailored to the rhetoric of particular groups. And particularly, you know, women should not use that word, period, point blank. And I said women. Now, those who use it, they may not be women. They don't know who they are, but they may not be women. They may be turtles. They be trolls. They may look like a turtle. They may look like a troll. I have no idea, but they're not women because women ought not use that word. Now, they also say that there is no hard and fast rule about when and where swearing should be acceptable. But there are some moments where swearing can make things a whole lot worse. So, in other words, you guys listen, be careful about those swear words that you decide to toss around, especially if you're going to write a check that your ASS cannot cash. It's symbolic to bankruptcy. So, my thing is, if you already have a history of bankruptcy, now I understand the concept of making like one mistake, but when it comes to bankruptcy after bankruptcy after bankruptcy, it's almost like a damn scam. Or it's more like you can't count one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. You can't manage a checkbook, or hmm, you are so irresponsible when it comes to credit and credit cards and your checking account that the banks will not give you a loan simply because your credit is boo boo, it's trash, right? It's just done. So I do understand how some people can become so frustrated and they use ridiculous words, they use curse words when people start talking about their finances. But let me go back. Government is supposed to be open and transparent. So let's look at bankruptcy. What is that about, right? So I wanted to be clear about this thing called bankruptcy because you know me, I'm going to do my research. Oh, sidebar, people say that I write negative articles about people. That shit ain't true. It's not true. It's not true. I don't write negative articles, brown on Cleveland, about anybody. I write the truth. Now, let me say this to all the dumb dumbs out there who have said this because they dumb. This is the same thing they say about our Black history. They don't want us to tell our Black history because some folks say it's negative. It's not negative. Hell, it's our history. And we need to understand from whence we came to where we are and where we are going. It is history. It is not negative. It is history. It is part of us. Whatever you've done in life, it is your history. So let me be transparent about my life, right? Listen, when I was laid off back in 2005, right? I was garnished when I finally got a full-time job at Safi. I was garnished not once but twice, right? I've been homeless before. And that's my history. And if anybody wants to use that against me, it's not negative. Shit, it's my history. So when I ran for office against Mayor Frank Jackson, I ran for mayor. Everybody know that. The first Black woman to grace the mayoral ballot in the city of Cleveland, right? It's not my fault the city of Cleveland made a mistake, right? Because if they had chose me, they wouldn't have all this violence out there because I'm the only one with a plan. The only one, the only one, the only one with a well thought out 86-page plan. The only one, right? But that's a sidebar. Sidebar. But let's say this. Let's say if Frank Jackson or Terrell Pruitt or Joe Jones, if they dug up my history and they said, Ms. Brown had been garnished twice, it's the truth. I can't get mad because it's the truth. It is the truth. What if they would have said, oh, she's been evicted before? Guess what? It is the truth. I can't get mad. It's the truth. But here's my comeback. But look at me now. Look at me now. 2 cars in the driveway, paid for. Home, paid for. Credit rating, 765. Look at me now. So the point I'm making is this. Don't be ashamed of your past unless you're constantly making excuse after excuse after an excuse, and you have multiple bankruptcies, you have multiple tax liens, foreclosures, that is on you if you have not and you are not responsible for your own finances. I'm just saying, don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me because government is supposed to be transparent and open. Trust me, you guys, the public has a right to know about your finances when you are running for political office, and especially if you're running for mayor of a city. Don't nobody want a mayor of a city who cannot pay their own bills. And yes, I said it. And I'm talking about the residents of Maple Heights, Ohio. Y'all got to be kidding me. So listen, before I go on this high horse, so let's look at this thing called bankruptcy, because this stuff is crazy to me, right? Here we go. A Chapter 7 bankruptcy is a type of bankruptcy that can quickly clear away debts. It's also called a liquidation bankruptcy because you will have to sell non-exempt possessions or assets to repay your creditors. Another name for it is a straight bankruptcy because there are no drawn out repayment plans, although it's often a last resort, and it should be. Understanding how a Chapter 7 bankruptcy might help you could be important if you are struggling with debt. Now, I don't have a problem when people fall into situations, but the problem I have with some people who are running for office, if they have two, three, four bankruptcies, that's almost like, hey, they got this thing planned. So they know every 7 years I'm just going to file. So therefore, whatever I have accumulated, right, I am going to get rid of. So let's look at that. Government is supposed to be open and transparent, right? If you become mayor of a city, you are handling millions of dollars, millions. But if you can't handle a $40,000 a year job, right? And you get $40,000, you can't handle that. How in the heck are you going to handle a budget of $41 million? It's damn near impossible. You don't have the skill set. That is not my fault. That is your fault. That is not my fault. Now, here's the thing. I remember when Eric Brewer, when he was mayor of the city of East Cleveland, Mr. Brewer was the only mayor to actually get the city of East Cleveland out of fiscal emergency, but only because people didn't like, his lifestyle. First of all, that ain't got nothing to do with you because we don't know your lifestyle. We don't know what you're doing, and I really don't care. I don't give a crap. But here's the thing. He got the city out of fiscal emergency. And as soon as they got rid of Mr. Eric Brewer, the city went back into fiscal emergency. And now, it's been so long, they don't know what to do in East Cleveland. They have no idea. All because they didn't like somebody's personal traits. It has nothing to do with running a city. You may not like somebody's personality. So because you don't like their personality, you don't want them to be mayor. But at the end of the day, you're probably not qualified to be mayor. So let's look at Maple Heights. Because listen, it's some shiggity boo up in that city. I'm talking about some real shiggity boo. Now, here you have a lady who is the mayor of Maple Heights. In 2015, she was elected. In 2016, she was sworn in. This lady, and her name is Annette Blackwell, not only did she get the city out of fiscal emergency, she built the revenue of that city. And can't nobody deny her work. Her leadership team, plus the council people who are in support, there's only four of them: Richard Trujansky, Tony Jones, Dana Anderson, and Timothy Tatum. Those four, and the council president, Mr. Ron Jackson. Had it not been for them, Maple Heights would not be growing today. If you go down Warrensville Center Road, look at the new development. Look at the business structure. Look at the infrastructure. Look at that. Look at the housing. Look how she raised the roof. Look how she improved the credit score. And y'all mean to tell me, y'all want me to buy into the process that Maple Heights residents are dumb? Y'all really want me to think they dumb? I don't believe they dumb. Ain't no one, I've said ain't nowhere in the world anybody could tell me that the city of Maple Heights will choose a person who has multiple bankruptcies, multiple foreclosures, multiple tax liens. You mean to tell me you take that person over a person who has proved to you, not once, but twice, that she can improve the conditions of the city of Maple Heights? You got to be kidding me. You telling me that Maple Heights people are dumb. I don't buy that. I think you're dumb. I think my trolls are dumb. And I know I probably got some dumb trolls that are watching this video. And the reason why I want to record it because I want the trolls to understand how I feel. So let me tell y'all something funny. This is crazy. So watch this. So on Wednesday night, right? Yeah, the Democratic Party, whatever, at Maple Heights, they had an endorsement meeting. This was the craziest thing ever. Now you're talking about goofy. Now this stuff was goofy. Now here's the thing. Let me explain to you guys. Now, if y'all know anything about political parties, this is why I don't like political parties. I'm all about the people. I don't care if you're Republican. I don't care if you're part of the Green Party, Libertarian Party, Democratic Party. I'm always going to vote for the person and not the party. Not me. I will not get involved in parties. Parties are almost like gangs. You got people fighting over corners like gang members. That stuff don't belong to us. It belongs to the people. It don't belong to you. Why are you arguing on somebody else's stuff? Anyway, so let me tell you what I saw Wednesday. I kid you not. So at the endorsement meeting, it's like crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy, right? So David Brock was there, and a lady named the secretary? I think her name is Nakisha Nickerson. Excuse me if I got her name wrong, but whatever the case may be. So they start this little endorsement meeting, and the mayor comes in, Blackwell comes in. She probably about 2 minutes late, whatever. And David Brock, he asked her. He said, "Well, who do you want to go first? You want to talk first, or your opponent, Shanette?" Oh, he probably gonna have his lawyer send me a cease and desist letter because I mentioned his name, and I'm gonna mention it again. Shit. So go ahead and have your prepaid lawyer send me a cease and desist letter. I don't care anything about that. This is a public forum. I'm Brown on Cleveland. You run it for office, and I'm gonna mention your name all day long. So I don't care. Send me a letter from your prepaid legal attorney. Do what you need to do, and we can handle it from that perspective because I am going to mention your name. All right, so watch this. So Blackwell gets up there, right? This is I'm reading Shady Boo. Blackwell gets up there and she talks about, how her leadership team got them out of fiscal recovery. And by the way, the only council people who were part of that commission was the president, Ron Jackson, Mayor Blackwell, and then you had some out people who were appointed part of this commission. It wasn't Shanette, it wasn't AG, it wasn't none of them people. None of them people. All lies wasn't them. So Blackwell talk about that. She talk about the growth of the city. She talked about the home evaluations, how she increased that. She talked about the new businesses on Warrensville Central Road. She talked about the infrastructure. She talked about how she implemented the street repavement system, the entire 9 yards. All this stuff was implemented because the previous administration, and no disrespect, because the man who was mayor prior to, he's no longer with us, but Blackwell has done one hell of a job. Can't nobody deny that, right? So Blackwell laid her stump speech out, and her stuff, she can back it up. She got receipts. She got receipts, right? So get this. So get this. This is a funny thing, right? This funny thing. So she spoke, whatever. And then he get up to speak. Shanette get up to speak, right? This is what he say. This shit is crazy. This is what he say. He say, well, all I want to do is help the seniors and help the youth and the bridge the gap program with the police. Okay. All right. We're talking about apples and oranges. We're talking about somebody who's qualified and bona fide and certified, who already got receipts, who are proved that she can do the job and take Maple Heights to glory land, the next level. And then you got somebody who acts as though, he's being interviewed for a position as a Boy Scout trooper, right? Or not even like a case manager, right? So listen, so now it comes down to the vote. Oh, can you believe? This is crazy. Could you believe that 9 people? Wait, let me tell you who they are. Hold up, let me tell you who these people are. This was crazy. It was 14 people in that room, right? So now it came down to the vote. But you had 9 people who voted against the mayor. Yeah, voted against the mayor. That's what they did. They voted for Shanette for the endorsement and voted against the qualified lady. Man, listen, I almost snatched off my bun. Because I got a little confused. I started scratching my head because I said to myself, these 9 people, they just dumb. Did you not see the cross comparison? This dude, oh, and business owners, they try to blame me, but it ain't me. Listen, business owners in Maple Heights, they sent this postcard out. This has nothing to do with Brown on Cleveland. Brown on Cleveland, all I did was report the news. It says a financial nightmare, right? It got, let's see, his record on there, bankruptcy, her record on there, her record, and it's crazy. But they try to blame me. Don't blame me. Listen, all I did was report the news. But I did my homework before I wrote about this story because this crazy. When the whole damn team, his team, they just well, this is souvenir. This is crazy. But anyway, they gave the endorsement to Shanette. He can't hold a candle to that black woman. That was crazy. All right, so then we gonna move forward, right? So now it's Tony Jones, Councilwoman Tony Jones, and she and a girl run against her is Rosalynn Moore, right? Because I gotta tell y'all this is some funny stuff. So she can move, right? So it get down to the get down. Tony Jones get up. She's been a long-term council person. Tony Jones knows housing development like the back of her hand. I mean, the girl is cold. She's cold. She's cold, right? Tony Jones give her stump speech. Here we go, right? Tony Jones lays it out about everything she's done as a council person. She has one of the cleanest districts in the city of Maple Heights, and I'm talking about clean. Woo! You gotta love her because she out there doing the work. She's pounding pavement. She makes sure her newsletters get out there every single month. She works very well with the mayor. I know she works somewhere else private. I'm not gonna tell you where she works, but she knows housing and she knows how to engage people. And she's a little of thing, but she's real mighty, right? So now here come the opponent. The opponent part of this crew, this crazy, this other people. The opponent get up there and do this. I swear for Jesus, y'all, she was gonna cry. I wanted to throw a tomato at her, but I didn't have a tomato. She gonna get up there and say that. My name is Rosalynn Moore. In spite of what people say about my finances, I sit on East Cleveland team, and I handle finances, and I do know how to count. She said something like that. It was crazy. Listen. I don't want to hear that. Just tell me what you're gonna do. But I thought she gonna have a breakdown. Listen, I ain't responsible for this. You understand? It says paid for by concerned business owners. Listen, don't get mad at Brown on Cleveland because I report the news. I ain't your friend, no way. Understand that. So if news come to me, the public has a right to know. Maple Heights has a right to know, and I am going to tell it. Don't care, don't care. Don't blame me, cause y'all got bankruptcies in y'all history. Ain't got nothing to do with Kim Brown. That's you. I told you. Hell, myself, I've been garnished 2 times. But look at me now. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And the road wasn't easy. It was hard. But the reality is this. Any bill you make, you are responsible for. Don't go filing for bankruptcy. Hell, get a second job, get a third job. Do what you need to do and pay your bills. Point blank, period. Anywho, so now it comes down to the vote, right? Same thing that happened to Blackwell happened to Tony Jones. Come to the vote. 5 for Tony, 9 for the lady who have no experience whatsoever. When she was giving her stump speech, she didn't talk about what it takes to be a council person. She was talking about, I don't know why people say putting my business out there like this. And they gave her an endorsement. That's a jacked up rigged system. I just said to myself, these people, are they like not intelligent? Do they not listen, comprehend? Absolutely not. So then it's time for Dana Anderson. Now, Dana Anderson opponent didn't even show. Dana Anderson get up there, she give her stump speech. She talk about, the legislation she's passed. She's talking about her community. She's talking about how she has brought all these people together across the region. Hey, give me a second. This is what she's talking about, right? Here again, Councilwoman Anderson got receipts. Her opponent is a 20-year-old guy who has no voting record whatsoever. And I'm not trying to throw any shade, but I looked at his petitions. He misspelled the word council. He did. He spelled council with an S. Whew. All right. I'm all for young people. trying to get into this game. But listen, let me tell y'all something. The seat of the mayor, seat of the council, you have to know how to read, write, articulate, and do some simple arithmetic. And if you can't, that's already a problem right there. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay. So sometimes in council, you have technical things that you have to write and read and decipher. The question is, can you do that? Being serious now, can you do that? It's a shame that they put somebody up against Dana Anderson. If you were going to put somebody up against her, you should have got somebody who can like rock and roll with this lady. But I kid you guys not. If he was there, they probably would have given him the endorsement. So this was a rigged system. Basically, what happened with this endorsement with the Democratic Party of Maple Heights, it was a shab. It was a shame. It's a complete embarrassment. You have nine people who were there. Some of the executive members were smart enough not to come because they knew the shiggity boot was going to take place and they didn't want to take part in that. And I applaud them. I really do. But you got nine people who sat there, barely know their name. They're not intelligent people. It's obvious. No shade intended. They're just not. Or let me give them the benefit of the doubt. Let me say this. Maybe they are intelligent, but it appears to me that they've all been hoodwinked and bullied. It seems to me like they are afraid of the council person of District 7. I don't know why people are afraid of her because that just don't make any sense. I'm almost 100 years old. I ain't afraid of nobody but my mama. Understand that, really. That lady's something else, but I'm not going to be afraid of nobody out here. So here's the thing. So me, anybody who knows me know that I'm always going to stand on the side of right. I don't care what the situation is. A true leader is going to stand by herself or himself when they see things are wrong and they're going to speak on it. So me, hey, let me tell y'all something. I couldn't take it anymore. I sat in the back and I was sitting next to Councilperson Tim Tatum. Hell, I got up. I got up and I walked towards the door and I was walking towards the door. Councilwoman Edwina A.G. was standing there and I let her know in her face, you rigged this system. She said, what? I repeated it. Whatever I say, I can repeat. This system was rigged tonight because there's no way in the hell, no way that the same 9 people can sit up and endorse people who cannot handle the task at hand. I meant what I said. These are our communities. Our communities have people in them who can't speak up for themselves, and they deserve to have a quality of life with qualified people, bona fide people, educated people, intelligent people who can move their lives forward. And when we decide, because we don't like a person's personality, that we don't want them to serve in a leadership position, we are the problem. We're not part of the problem. We are the whole problem. The city of Maple Heights, I'm going to say this to you. Shame on you. Shame, shame, shame. Please do not allow these 9 people, to make a decision for you. Because technically, truth be told, you look stupid. You look stupid sitting there. You look foolish. You made bad decisions on purpose. These bankruptcies, probably they were on purpose. They were on purpose simply because you knew in 7 years you can wash some of this stuff away. And it's a scam. Maple Heights bond rating has increased. You can get credit now. You can get a loan now. Why in the world would any intelligent resident of Maple Heights vote for these folk here? You got to be kidding me. These folk. Let me tell y'all something. Let's be real. Nobody in their right mind would take their hard-earned money to a bank that's constantly on the news because they can't handle their dollars, where the Treasury Department has to come in and shut them down. Not one person would take their money to the bank. Not a one. Who's going to take their money to an investor who doesn't know how to give you a return on your investment? Intelligent people don't do that. Who's going to go to a surgeon for heart surgery and choose somebody who does not have the skill set or the receipts to prove that once you have the surgery, you're going to come out alive? Who? Intelligent people. It doesn't matter if we don't like the doctor. Intelligent people are going to say, I want him. I want her. You don't have to like them. But at the end of the day, if they're going to save your life, that is who you're going to choose. That shiggity boo in Maple Heights on Wednesday was a pure embarrassment. Every last one of those executive committee members should resign. But here's the thing that really gets me. What I don't understand is how is it that the Democratic Party cannot have bylaws and policies in their manual about who can get a proper endorsement? Because what it seemed to me is this. All you got to do is be part of go along, get along crew. As long as you're part of that, you get an endorsement, right? And you can mess up a neighborhood, mess up a city. And then y'all wonder why the communities are failing. Dumb, 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 dumb. I've never seen anything like this before in my life. And people got the nerves, man, to sit up here. Now, listen, you can support who you want to support. I get that. But let me tell y'all one thing. I'm not going to go to anybody's hospital knowing that once I enter, I'm not coming back. It's almost like the roach motel. You check in, but you don't check out. That's what it's like. That's what it's like. I guarantee y'all this. I know two things. Here's what I know. I know this. If it ain't gonna happen anyway, but if that guy was to win mayor of Maple Heights, y'all talk about, y'all don't want to look like East Cleveland. I guarantee you, y'all gonna look like East Cleveland less than 30 days. Less than 30 days. Less than 30 days. Yes, I said it. I can repeat it. I can call racist. Less than 30 days. But thank God you got a lady that the majority of people in Maple Heights, they intelligent. They not going to listen to that shiggity boo. Like a lady told me the other day, who don't look like me. An old lady, intelligent lady. She said, let me tell you something. She said, I don't care if Annette Black will get the endorsement of the Democratic Party or not. She says, I know her receipts. And she says, I know bull crap when it approaches me. Listen. Them old people, senior citizens in Maple Heights, man, they not going for that shiggity boo. They ain't going for that. And some of the young, intelligent people are not going for that. You know what I'm saying? So all these women out here with all these little funky personalities, I don't like somebody. You don't like her because you know why you don't like her? Because you want to be her. You want to be that lady. You want to talk like her, walk like her, dress like her, dance like her. She can't dance. Blackwell, sure enough, can't dance. But you want to be like her so bad. And you want to sit in that seat because you just want to say you mayor. But you don't understand, man, it takes work. It takes work. And by the way, they got the clean audit report again from Ken Faber. 2 times, man. That is great. That lady's making history all across the state of Ohio. All across the state of Ohio. And some of y'all, that little 9 crew, I call them like the bankruptcy crew. Listen, I don't know who these business owners are, but they got it right. They got that right. Check that out, y'all. That's what they say. They got it right. And they tried to blame me for this. Listen, one thing about Kimberly Brown, let me say this to y'all. One thing y'all should know about me is that, listen, if I would have put this out here, me, I would just tell you. It don't really matter to me. So that's just that. But listen, Maple Heights, don't y'all get crazy. Don't follow the dumb crew. They got their own little rap group. We the 9, we ain't fine. We just dumb and we just know. That's just what they are, right? Don't make no sense that they act like that. That's crazy. So listen, so let's go back to Wednesday. So here's the thing. So I verbally stated absolutely that the system was rigged because I believe that when something is wrong, you got to speak up. And this is how I felt that night when I was at the meeting. I'm gonna wrap this thing up because I'm tired. It's Friday night. Saturday, I got a long, long, long day, and I'm going back to certain parts of the city to do some work. But here's the thing: I felt like I was watching a group of women getting raped, getting raped. And what really bothered my spirit was that nobody, nobody was saying anything, y'all. It was like you got a room full of people just watching somebody get victimized and nobody speaking up. It almost reminded me of how we watch those movies and people are like gang raping, women, and you got people who see it happening, but nobody's speaking up. Listen, the person that I am, I had to speak up. That's just who I am. It was a rigged system. I guess they think they got a victory. I don't care. They endorsed themselves. They really endorsed themselves. Nobody endorsed them. They endorsed themselves. But it was just a mere fact that people saw what was happening. People participated in that rape. It was a rape. It was very degrading. Do that to a qualified black woman, but a qualified. It was just downright. Anybody self-esteem, trash can. I am speak up always. Emily Brown spoke up. So, Councilwoman, this is Maple Heights, bless her heart, bless her heart. She told me, F you. No, she didn't say F you. She said, fuck you. That's what she said. Now, you're a councilwoman. This is how you talk. You're a councilwoman. You're supposed to be a leader of the city. And this is how you presented yourself. You come to the meeting, look like you wanted to fight because you got your cornrows in your hair, you know what I'm saying? Looking a little crazy. You got your tennis shoes on, you got your jeans on, look like you come to fight. I don't know who you come to fight. See, we come to just watch, not fight. But she told me, F me. And I did invite her outside the door. Because I just saw red. I did. And she big and bad with her girls, but she come outside the door. She ain't say nothing. She didn't say anything. She didn't say F you. She didn't say that. I was seeing red, and thank God my mother didn't have to come and, get me out of jail. I don't play that. I don't play that. She was like, well, I don't appreciate you writing about me in Newsbreak. Listen, dum dum, I can write about the truth all day long. There's nothing you can do about it. I'm going to write about the truth. And that's what I did. So, one of her girls came out and said, hey, come on back in here. And meanwhile, in between time, back at the ranch inside, nobody else came outside. Nobody came into the hallway under any circumstances. But that's just what went on. But it's a shame that those things have to happen when we're talking about growing our community base, our community structure. What I saw that night was a pure embarrassment in the city of Maple Heights. I really thought that Maple Heights leadership team, and I shouldn't even say leadership team because that's a loose term that we use when people are sitting in a seat. That doesn't mean that they're leaders. That just simply means that they're sitting there. But I was very, very disturbed about what I saw. And it was hurtful again to see 9 black women, 9 black women perform the way that they performed, and to publicly show other people that they are not concerned about the welfare of the city, of the place they call home, which is Maple Heights, Ohio. And please understand this, Kimberly Brown, I have no dogs in the fight. I don't live in Maple Heights. I live in Cleveland, Ward 1. I live in the city of Cleveland. However, I've been more involved in Maple Heights since 2014, more than anybody who was in that room. And I can honestly say that. Let me give you this history. It was me who brought the water department to the City of Maple Heights Library back in 2014 because the City of Cleveland was gouging them. That was Kimberly F. Brown's work. Kimberly F. Brown's work. Understand this. I've walked your city. I've cut bushes in your city for seniors due to their homes being burglarized. I picked up roadkill in your city in District 7, to be exact, because a senior had this in front of her home and she was afraid to go out. I've contacted the First Energy regarding lights at. So I've done a lot in the city of Maple Heights. I mean a lot. It is crazy. A lot of people think I live there, but I don't. I just truly believe that when our neighbors are in trouble, either we can complain or talk about them, or we can go help. And I've always helped. I've helped pass the police and fire levy. I've done my part. I've done my part. I've had the opportunity to speak at many of their churches in support of their city government. So I can talk about it because here again, I probably have done more than anybody in that room that was there on Wednesday night. A lot of times I have supported them, but now I'm looking at them a little sideways. Again, what happened? As I looked at other Black women in that room act and perform the way that they performed and act. So, what is this thing all about? The F word. You better be careful about that F word because swearing can make things a whole lot worse. Chapter 7, bankruptcies. I'm looking at these multiple state tax liens, at least 4 foreclosure filings, multiple judgments. Hey, this is not negative reporting, sweetie. Not at all. This is the truth. It's the truth. And the citizens, the citizens, the citizens of the city of Maple Heights, they have a right to know. My name, my name for sure is Kimberly F. Brown with Brown, 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 Simply Brown on Cleveland. And let me say this to all of my trolls. You can share this video. I really don't care. I mean, do what you need to do. I stand by everything I've stated. It's all the truth. And really, I guess the next step would be, I guess I'll look out in my mailbox for a cease and desist letter for some prepaid $2 attorney. It doesn't matter, sweetie. Your attorneys don't scare me. Because one thing I know about media is this: as long as you're telling the truth, it doesn't matter. So what you can do is go look up the case between New York, the city of New York, the New York Times, and Sullivan, and look that up. But it is the truth. So Kimberly Brown, Brown on Cleveland. Next week I'm coming back because I want to tell you about an incident that happened between the city of Maple Heights, one of their council people, and some senior citizens over in the city of Brecksville. And all I'm gonna say is this: Black people, listen. Stop complaining about what white folks have done to us. Stop that. Because when Black people do stuff to white people, you don't hear a pin drop or rat piss. Kimberly Brown is going to tell you about that situation next week. Same time, same station. My name is Kimberly F. Brown. You guys have a fantastic night. Peace. I'm out, y'all. Woo! Bye.